Let's talk about product inspections, a very important part because you need to make sure that your product is exactly what you paid for. So we've negotiated and gotten a great deal and made those specifications really clear to the supplier. Now, before you pay that 70% to them, which is typical with all orders in China, you paid that 30% up front, but now the 70% is on shipping. So before you ship and pay that 70%, you really need to get an inspection to make sure what you paid for is what you get. Now, you're going to use a product inspection service for this, but if it's a smaller order and maybe under $1,000, and you're shipping it to yourself and then sending it into Amazon, you don't need to get one. But if it's a larger dollar amount, and it's your first order and you're still shipping it yourself, you still want to get that inspection before you send that money over to them, okay? The 70%. Okay, so let's say it's not your first order. Well, you're going to want to get an inspection still. And let's say you've done 5 orders with this supplier. You're still going to want to get an inspection every single time, because I've heard many stories of people that have done work with factories for even years, and then they'll mess up an order because, they're just, nobody's perfect and something might happen internally. Someone might get fired or someone new comes in. So definitely want to make sure this gets done, because the last thing in the world that you want is a listing that is doing wonderful to get ruined because the packaging or the wrong thing was in there or something is wrong. And then now your Amazon listing gets hurt and you're out of stock and you get bad reviews. So bad reviews, lowering in ranking, and you lost money, and then now you have a big headache. You don't want any of those. You can't, if you got a good product, you just pay the inspection fee, keep things going great, and then you don't have to worry about anything. And then if it's your first time dealing with the supplier, well, hey, you want to build that trust, but always trust but verify. So we've done some research and we found that a lot of high-level Amazon sellers like to use Topwin. So there's a lot of inspection companies out there, but when you can find a lot of high-level sellers all using one service, that is normally a good signal that it is a good service. So if you're going to use a different company, just one thing to take into account is there is sometimes bribery that happens in China with these product inspections. So the reason why that would happen is, let's say you have a really expensive thing to fix about your product. But for the factory owner, it's going to cost him a lot of money to fix this. Well, a cheaper, faster way to solve this problem would be to bribe the inspector, so that, that's obviously faster. If it was a couple $1,000s to fix the problem and it would be a couple $100 to fix it now, well, that is an option. Not all factories will do that, but there are occurrences of it. So just keep that into account. And normally what you get, what you pay for when you're going with product inspection companies. So you want to really make sure that they're vetted and they're verified. And over time, a lot of other people have successfully used a company before you go with it. So if you guys go ahead and choose Topwin, this is what you'll get with a pre-shipment inspection. There's other types of inspections that you could see up here, but those aren't necessary. They might just be in a rare circumstance. They have more information on their website if you're really wanting to vet a factory before, do some other types of testing. But just for pre-shipment, this is what you guys are going to get. So they're going to go ahead and make sure that it meets all of your requirements. They're going to make sure the quality of it when looking at it, the functionality, any packaging, colors, weight, all those types of things that you should lay out in your initial purchasing order agreement. They're going to check everything that you want them to, essentially. Once the inspection is done, you're going to go ahead and you'll get a PDF report, and then this is going to lay out everything that you've asked them to look for. And then now you have the option to accept or reject. Hopefully you made your purchase very detailed, and then also made pretty good detailed inspection directions. So that way, if there's any problems at all, that they've identified it and you've pre-negotiated to have them fix that. So that's the best way to go to make sure that everything's ready to ship into Amazon and that you got what you ordered. So if you guys want to choose Topwin, you can go ahead and get a quotation by clicking the link down below and go here and then fill out some information. If you're not sure about everything, that's okay. They will help you and send you an email and get the process started. So what you could do is we actually have a $25 coupon off. So it's normally $248, but then it would be $223. But to get that, you're going to have to go and where it says over here, how did you find us? You're going to have to choose Brock Johnson which is the best option there. So I suggest you guys do that, and then you'll also get that on I think you get it on every order in the future. So if you don't get it in the future, just ask for it, and then I'm sure they'll fulfill that. Or you could go through this form again and do the same process.